In the last episode, we bought a crapload of iron tools and decided that most merchants were kinda useless. Because let's face it, we do have enough food. And this is one of the kind of downsides of this trading system. That we can't sell our excess and keep kind of a currency around to trade in later. Like we could, for example, in town, so we just sold everything we didn't need to the merchants and had coins we could then keep. It wasn't that bad in Dwarf Fortress because you could sell almost everything to everyone. And once you got prepared food going in substantial amounts, you didn't really have any worries anymore. Like if you had a good cook and he was just churning out prepared food, it was no big deal. You could essentially buy everything from everybody, or everything you wanted from everybody, and maybe even a bit extra. But yeah, here we don't have this kind of... Well, we actually have those warm coats, which I hope will sell to pretty much everybody. Look at that, we're out of that too. So let's just say steel tools and hope we'll get the proper resources soon. So we don't have any trading currency right now, and that's something that makes trading a lot more difficult. Going to get two traders to this, two builders to this, and hope they are actually building stuff now. Right now I believe most of our people will try to get their hands on a tool. Do we have somebody in the coal mine? That's the iron mine. Yeah. So this is the coal mine. And by the way, if we switch around with those, it doesn't restock. So you basically only get a certain amount of resources out of those. And I'm not sure how much. Didn't really pay attention and I didn't bother looking it up. But we'll see when it's exhausted. And I believe those structures also stay around, so you can't just dismantle them and have this space available again. Select a quarry. You don't get those people out as well. And so far, I believe the town has successfully dealt with most of the challenges. But yeah, I think the worst one that hit us right now was actually were the famine and the fire here, because I believe most of our construction materials were also stored in this particular marketplace, because it is the closest one to the mines and the quarry. So yeah, I believe most of our stuff was stored here and it just got burned. So that kind of sucked. However, once this is done, we'll actually have a drastically increased amount of storage again. We'll also need some more workers because this market will have to store up again. And I'm not sure how well it will do, but I believe they won't have any trouble finding food to stock up on. I mean, it's literally bursting out of our barns right now. That's a sentence with a lot of bees. Speaking of those, I'm going to start feeding the bees for winter soon. I am still hoping that I can actually record a video of the hive at some point. I mean, I did two very short ones, which people seem to enjoy. They actually got more views than most of my gaming-related videos in months, and those were only up for like a few days. So that was interesting to know. I mean, I will continue to produce like small snippets of bee-related videos if I see something that's worth... Would you stop honking out there? If I see something that I feel is worth recording. But it's just not really easy to handle the hive, which I need both hands for, and the cell phone camera or any kind of camera at the same time. It works if you have like a tripod or something. You can rest the thing on, the camera on, and you can just film yourself. But I don't have that, so I would need somebody to hold the camera for me, and I don't have that around. And the roomie would probably do it, but she's not here for another few weeks. So and I don't want to ask random people because I don't really want to ask or to tell most of my friends that I have a YouTube channel. It's one of the very few hints for making a YouTube channel and for getting a Let's Play channel started that I kept adhering to until the very end, at least until now, and I still do it. To not tell them your channel and not tell them that you have a channel in the first place until it really kicks off, and then you can say, yeah, I had this for a while now. But yeah, because they are going to frown on it. Gaming is not quite the socially accepted hobby over here, as sad as that is. So it's generally a good idea to not tell people and not have people like frown on you and then try to talk you out of it, or maybe just be ashamed for you, which is one of the silliest notions ever, in my opinion. You don't have to be ashamed of gaming children, even though some parents feel like they have failed the world if their child is playing like ego shooters and stuff. If you're a parent, and as somebody who grew up with PC gaming, I can tell you that many people actually kind of grow out of ego shooters. It's one of the things you try out because it's something you're not supposed to do. It has this this attraction of the forbidden. Like, ooh, ego shooters, yeah, people don't like doing that. Apparently they're really violent and they're really, really bad, really exciting though. And but then it shows with the amount of like 10-year-olds you can find on on various shooter games if you play online. And honestly, they're the worst. At least in Guns of Icarus, the only online game I really frequent anymore. 10-year-olds are among the worst people to play with because they're just impatient, and many of them, I don't say all of them, but many of them don't care about the actual game. And the Guns of Icarus is one of those games where you actually have to play as a team. You can't go solo. And because you're all stuck on that ship, you are stuck on this functional unit of a ship, so you all have to kind of make sure this entire unit works. And that's what many people fail to do, and it's sad, really, because this one person can mess up the fun of at least 3 others, if not the entire team. And maybe even both sides, because they don't have fun either if your ship doesn't do anything. So actually talk about this while I play Guns of Icarus. But the thing there is I use the microphone for coordination, so I can't really talk about it all that much. And then talk while doing it. I would still tempted to actually record myself playing, but it would be more of a multiplayer thing. And I also don't have 4 friends or 3 friends to play with. We could do a crew and just fly around. It would be fun. Actually, we could do that. If you want to hit me up on that, if you own Guns of Icarus, and we have another. Why do we have other food merchants now? Yeah, hit me up, and we'll see if we can make get something going. I would be interested. I'm not sure if my computer can handle recording and online playing at the same time. There won't be streaming. Because I just can't do that yet. Look at that, the market is finished and we already have 2 warm coats in it. The first customers. Let's see if we can... well, we can say that this doesn't reflect the amount of goods that's stored in the market, because none of that looks like warm coats. Actually, this might be a very, very tightly folded coats. But I suppose you could find coats in... like in here. This looks like a place that could sell coats. That's clearly a grocery. This could also sell coats. This is not part of the market anymore. Yeah, none of that really looks like coats. So let's zoom out again. Also think I could do more efficiently with the scrolling stuff. It's really slow though. I should probably set this to higher. And we have also started the tavern. It's not being built right now because I believe those houses are a bit high on the priority list. We're currently a bit like the GDR. Like you get on the waiting list, and when your turn has arrived, you'll know, and you'll be notified, and then we'll build your house. I heard it was quite bad in the GDR, really, because the GDR was kind of a satellite state to Russia, and they had to give like much of the stuff that was produced to Russia. And much of the stuff that was produced was actually exported to Russia and other countries. So there wasn't that much left for the population. There was actually a common joke about this. Not sure if I can tell it right, especially in English, but like a farmer has a pig, and that pig has given birth to 6 piglets. So he decides to report, like he reports to a superior farming person, yeah, my pig has given birth to 7 piglets. And it goes up and up and up and there, and like over 6 levels, because everybody reports the next one and adds another. So the government is informed that the pig of this farm has given birth to 12 piglets, and they say, yeah, we can export 6 of them. And that's basically the joke. It doesn't work if I skip most of it, but that's basically the joke, and it might be a bit describing what happened in GDR. Like, most of the stuff was exported, and there was literally not that much, next to nothing for the look at that, for the populace to use and to just consume. Actually, well, they had food, but it was mostly regulated. Like cars and stuff were really strongly regulated. I believe people actually waited like 10 years for a car, and there were certain things that would get you up on the waiting list, and also that might lose you spaces on the waiting list again. And some people waited 10 years for a car. Some only 5, some got pretty fast, especially those who knew the right people, but all in all, the times were not that good for consumers. And I'm not going to talk about that too much, because my history lessons happened quite a while ago. I think that was the autosave. And I don't want to spread too much false information here. But yeah, it was not a consumer's paradise in GDR. Okay, we have this up here. This, I believe, is the most recent bit of farming land we have. I wouldn't say discovered, but we have started to use it. I think we can say we acquired it. And wow, 2,000 venison. That is a lot of meat. Okay, we have more venison than beans. So I suppose we shall make beans and venison the new city food. Actually, people can eat what they want, and I'll have to release some farmers from their duties, because I want those houses to be built, and I'm going to make more houses, or to get more houses started when I actually have more resources lying around. Right now we have quite a few miners actually. I wasn't aware we had so many of them. But yeah, now we have a bit of a problem because people die of old age left and right. And we just can't do that much about it. I'm also not sure if they no, they don't fill this graveyard anymore. I believe graveyards are kind of filled as they are needed, so for some reason this one is... No, I'm not sure if this is just being filled or not, but I believe it's like in chronological order. So if this one is full, they'll start with the one that was built next, which would be this small one over here. And then they would go and fill this one here, which we shouldn't need to use in a while. Also, I believe if the physician of a hospital dies and there is nobody to replace him, and there are patients currently in that hospital, they will go out and they will try to find another hospital. So they might infect people again. In other words, you really don't want to have nobody to replace your physicians while there is an epidemic. So plan accordingly. Let's just say that. Plan accordingly. And maybe release some more workers from their duties if there is one going. We don't really worry about that too much because the last epidemics were not that bad. Mostly because they were contained pretty fast. if you don't have a hospital and one is breaking out, then you can really be you can really be screwed, because building a hospital takes a while, and in that time most of the city might be sick. So you might end up with only a very small fraction of the city still being alive. Or what is just as bad is you might end up with more people being infected than this one hospital you just built can handle. Because I think they're limited to 20 or 30 patients. I can't tell right now. So yeah, this is a pretty bad situation, and you want to be prepared for that. It is similar with crop plagues and stuff, although no, they're not that bad. Because after all, if this goes bad, if there is like a disease here, we don't have to worry too much. Also, we can't harvest right now because I believe everything is full. Except, is this marketplace already filled? No, it's not. But I believe people don't deliver things to the market by themselves. They wait for the trader to pick stuff up. Though I might be wrong there. I'm not sure. They might actually bring it to the market on their own. But I'd have to look. No, wait, there's somebody with... No, they bring it to the market on their own. See that? We only have one trader, but many people with storage stuff or with bowls of stuff, and they bring it there. Also, it's time for... No, there's still too much stuff on the fields. I'm going to wait with the rotation again. And I'll break off the episodes. I'll see you next time. Bye!